What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5X. In today's video, guys, we're going to be going over all ways to get pulls here, and this isn't just like my meta jewel count videos. This is like everything in the game. So whether you're new, you're in game, this is going to have everything you possibly can do to get jewels. Unfortunately, I did not have all the time to calculate all the jewels that you can get from palaces, as well as calculate everything that you could possibly get from like the side content. So we are just going to be going over generalistic ways to get said gems, and then how much you could knock out of there just based off the acquisition materials. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 17K. You guys have been going crazy on the support, so I thank you guys every darn day. And I think today I'm going to try and get 2 videos out plus a DNA video. So like, look forward to that as well. But we're going to get straight into the video. But one thing I do have to say is thank you NAJOX for helping me out on this one. He ended up giving me the count for the meta jewels a little bit early than normal, and that was really nice of him, because honestly I didn't think he was going to give it up right then. But he said that technically everything is done, so we were able to at least get that off his hands, and he honestly didn't mind it. Once again, if you guys do not know who NAJOX is here, you look at the screen immediately. This is the dude. He's awesome. He's an amazing person here. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. He's awesome. He gave us everything that we did need to know here, and obviously we're going to be going over that in the video. But first things first, we're new, we're going off fresh here. The first thing that you want to do to get your gems up, or just pretty much get everything that you want, is try to focus on your main story and focus on palaces. The metaverse situation, or the area here, is going to be your biggest friend, and for both Mementos, aka main story itself, and then of course just Mementos grinding, this is going to net you a lot of gems. We currently have a total of 3 palaces, so you're able to get obviously the first palace being Koichi's palace, Miyazawa's palace, and then our newest one here being Katayama's palace immediately completed. Now with all this stuff, you're going to have various different progress reports or progress rewards, being a ton of chests in here, which also be getting this set of percentage up is going to net you a fine amount of resources and gems out of here, which is always great to see. But also doing this in all of them will do the same thing as well. So you're able to net yourself a ton of gems out of this just by going ahead and completing. And if you can't complete it the right way, let's say like you don't have like crazy ultra powerful characters, right? No worries. Just trying to use the fire team being with On can help you kind of cheese a lot of this stuff here pretty easily, just off the DOT damage and just the AoE damage in general. So I mean, if you feel like that you can't get through some things in the palaces, try at least a fire team. If that does not work, then slowly get up characters, but you're gonna get a lot of gems out of that. And then when you go ahead and pair this with Mementos grinding, which heck, I haven't even done the newest area because I want to say on my global account I am very slackish on it. I haven't done a couple of the areas just yet, and I still can get a lot of gems from this. Now the gems in Mementos work a little bit different, but kind of the same when it does come down to the palaces, where in each area you have to go through, you got to go find everything in there, got to make sure you're getting the chest out of here. But alongside of this is with these tickets that you're finding on the tracks and everything, you'll be able to turn them in to this person right here, in which when you go ahead and turn them in, she ends up giving you different acquisition medals depending on how much you need it. So right now I'm 15,000, well 1,580, Jesus, can't think today, it's way too early, out of 2,000. And if I go up this rank, obviously at level 19 I get another 35 gems. If you need to scrape up any gems right here, be sure to do it from the story place in Mementos, and that's mainly going to be your first area that of like really paying attention to, that you're going to get a lot of your gems from. Now immediately going to the next place that you can get gems fairly easy and pretty steady here is going to be Guild Boss as well as SOS. Now SOS I ended up slacking last week and I forgot to do it, and I got my behind deranked. This week obviously I'm not pulling for what is it called, I'm not pulling for Haru, so I'm very low on this one. But by consistently ranking up and consistently going around like doing your stuff here, even by doing it on auto, you should be able to get all your gems from here. Just if we go ahead and look at this immediately, you guys can see that you get yourself around like 500 gems just from doing auto itself here, and it's really easy to do so. If you're able to rank up, you're able to obviously go into the 7-star. You still get the same amount next week. It's going to be a little bit of a higher point gap here, but what ends up helping you in the long run is the further you go up inside of SOS, the higher your ranking can be here. The higher your ranking, obviously you'll get yourself some extra little side things. The good part is if you get yourself to, I think, rank 5, if I'm right, everything is equalized. So as long as you're able to get to the rank 5, every time refresh does happen, you're getting 250 gems out of this, which is going to be very, very helpful, especially when you're looking at it that way. And Guild Boss acts somewhat the same. By going ahead and doing Guild Boss, which both of these things are pretty easy, you get them fairly early in here, but going ahead and doing Guild Boss as well, which is one of the things I haven't done for this week, you're actually able not only to get yourself a ton of materials out of here, but the gem count is also something that you're able to get out every time you refresh. Now, obviously we get a little bit here because it's not like the TW one where it just lasts like all of them at the same time, and it lasts for a lot longer with Guild Boss here. But this does happen, I think, like twice a month, maybe more than that here, where you're actually able to go ahead and get a ton of gems out of this. So you want to make sure you're doing this as well. It's pretty easy to go ahead and do. If you can borrow your friends' ones, I know for this one specifically, I am going in here and without a doubt, I'm taking someone's Haru. Like immediately, I don't got the character, Trail's Haru, I'm taking that. It's mine now because I do need a lot of points for this and I need to make sure I get my gems. Guild Boss is going to help you out a lot when you want to get your gems in order. Now, another place that you can go ahead and focus on, especially if it's your last resort type deal, is going to be Metro of Desire. Now, Metro of Desire, I've still yet to finish. I'm at 117 out of 180. So obviously, if you are new or a person who still needs to finish this will help you out with getting gems. Lost and Found itself only gives you 2,480. Well, only gives you 2,480 immediately. If you're able to, of course, go up the little track records, you get yourself a lot of goodies out of this. But as well with these special little operations, by doing these said missions, you're getting yourself 60 gems a pop. So being able to go ahead and complete these missions are also going to get you a decent bit of gems as well. So try to knock those out, especially if you're just looking to scrape up some good old gems for anyone who's kind of just chilling around and trying to do something to really prepare for the twins themselves. Now, that's just mainly some of the game modes that are in here that's going to help you out, but we need to go look at some of the other functions that will help you get gems anytime that you want to. Now, one of the functions that are going to help you out quite a lot is the synergy function or the confidant function. Now, for me, I normally just prioritize to doing mainly my dailies, and then I do my events when I need to do my events to get my gems. So I kind of like to save up a lot of my confidants. If we go ahead and look at a lot of my confidants here, you can tell many of them aren't actually used until later on, where I got a few at 15, but really a lot of my confidants are fairly low. Heck, I have about 3 that aren't even unlocked just yet. And the reason why I do this here is because until there's a banner that I usually want to invest in, I try my hardest to kind of just hoard gems. And this is going to be a huge place that you guys can get some gems from. I do believe you can get like 1,200 or 1,500 gems out of this itself, which is very, very helpful. It just starts off very slow because you have ones at like 50 gems, and it slowly builds its way up to the 100 marker. And the last 3 steps get you to the 120 step. By doing this for each character and actually getting them to 15, you should be able to rack up a decent bit of gems here. Let's say if it is 1,500 easily, you're going to get yourself a ton of gems out of that. So it's always great to do at least your confidants if you haven't done them just yet. And if you're anyone scraping up gems, heck, like I am, then I definitely know I'm going to be doing that, because that 1,500, let's say if it is this here, I got some, like, let's go for the beginning. I got 3 down here immediately. So like those 3 pulls that I did, I get those back immediately, which will help me out a lot when it comes down to getting the twins. So always a good thing to go ahead and focus on when it does come down to this. Now, some other ways to get some gems. Obviously, you have your task and your city stuff. City stuff, really, every now and again, you have these gems that pop up for doing it once, or either you have these special gems. They are limited, so that's not always going to net you a positive amount, same as tasks, which is why I kind of made this part a little bit slower or a little bit shorter. But the main part that you're really going to get a ton of gems from is going to be your events. Now, I get it. This is something everybody knows. This is something that obviously I freaking know to death, but at the same time, there's people who want to ask the questions. So this is the main place that you're going to start getting your gems. Where we start getting the recurring amount and the same amount of just doing everything all the time is going to be with SOS Guild Boss and events. Now, currently we do have this one on, which I've been slacking on quite a lot here. I'm currently on box 2, but by going ahead and doing this, you're able to get yourself some gems out of here, and going to each box is always going to net you a couple different things here. So by completing these said events, it will always be very, very helpful. You always have login bonuses, whether it's the weapon pulls or even doing the Tabby's treasure hunt. You're always getting yourself a decent bit of gems out of it. So if you're able to knock this out, obviously it's going to help you out a lot in the long run. being able to get all of these as possible is going to at least make your gem count a lot higher, especially if you're going for this. Obviously we get 500 gems right here, which is always great to see. We get a ton of treasure in here as well, so if you guys end up completing this, you're obviously getting some gems out of that as well. And then we're getting like spin to win raffles. We have the Crossroads of Fate, which I still need to do, by the way. I've been slacking on that this update, but and all this stuff is going to net you quite a lot. This one itself nets you about 1,205. Not to mention, if you decide to actually clear out the exchange shop itself, you can get yourself some extra little goodies in here. That's always helpful. Doing all this win them, then use some gems here, so pay attention to your event tab, which will be crazy amounts, especially if you're looking forward to it. And then lastly, the other places you can get yourself some gems out of here, besides like some of the obscure places, which we'll talk about those, but I'm just going to make it quick for those as well. We have obviously our goals. Now our goals being our dailies, you get yourself about 20 per completion, which is always great. So 20, 40, 60, 80, so maybe 80 a day, which is always nice to end up having. Not to mention, if you ended up going for the actual battle pass, you're always getting yourself some gems or some pulls out of here. There's going to be a tons of places that you can get these said things, but every last one of them will require you to put a little bit of effort. Now obviously I haven't been doing that all the time on my global because I've been very busy at times, or either I've just been lazy to get onto the game. So don't be like me and try to do all your things that you can do. Now some obscure places that you can pretty much get a lot of gems from, or get any of your gems from that you want to do so, is going to be the gachapons by completing them. Usually the gachapons, you'll find them all out throughout the city here, and by using a certain amount of money, which we're just going to go ahead and walk over some of them right now. By using a set amount of money here, you're able to then of course do some pulls on them, and if you collect the whole set, immediately you'll be able to get the collection completed and get you some gems out of here. Now currently I'm 68 out of 68. Obviously by completing them, you get yourself 80 gems here. I think some of them actually can be like 100 in the future, so you are scraping up some gems out of that as well, which is going to be very helpful. Some other places that you can end up getting some is like cooking. If you complete different recipes, a certain amount of them, you get gems out of there. If you're doing activities such as like the guitar activity, the fishing activity, batting cages, if I'm right as well, by catching certain fish, you get yourself completion rewards and end up getting gems out of this. By doing a certain amount of batting cages, of course getting a certain amount of points, you get these points that you can exchange, not for gems specifically, but you can exchange them for like pools, which I think that's the same thing for all three of these guys as well. So it's always nice to try and experience or try to look around for your sources for these gems, and that's always going to be a good thing for anyone else who's really trying to scrap up material as I am here. But that's everything that I really wanted to go over. Let's go ahead and take a look at NAJOX's thing real quick so I can break that down real fast here. Once again, thank you NAJOX for actually giving us this and letting us go ahead and do this as well a little bit earlier. So hold on, let's see if I can get my screen. There we go. I had to get my screen all looking good here, but if we go on up just by a little bit, he says that I need to add in the 500 from the Chatai event, as well as the 350 for the free half Annie rewards, which is 50 joules a day for a whole week. So you guys got that calculation here, but obviously he has everything calculated on here. We have the character weapon pulls. We get 2 just from the spin to win, which is 300 joules in total, 7 pulls from the login bonus. We have 5 from the spin to win raffle, obviously, and 2 more weapon pulls from Noir's Cross Fate, allowing us to get 300 joules, 700 joules, 500 joules, and 200 joules in equivalent. Now, as for the standard pulls, we have 6 standard pulls from Noir's Cross Fate, 2 standard pulls from Spin to Win Raffle, which is great. And then we have the actual jewel count here, where for all of our jewels, we have 900 jewels from the Metro of Desire Special Operations, which I need to get on, 500 from Noir's Cross Fate stage completion, 450 from the Spin to Win Raffle, 400 from Noir's Crossfade missions, 305 from the Crossfade chest, 240 from the Metro Desire lost items, 100 from the charms list, and 70 from the P5 LeBlanc talk. By doing all of this, you get also yourself a decent bit, not only just a total, but 1,200 joy medals out of this as well for the update, which is always great. Then we have our normal recurring event content, which y'all weren't supposed to see that dang thumbnail. Whatever, you guys can enjoy it. Think of it as a sneak peek. But then we have the recurring content here, which is obviously going to be our 6 standard pulls from weeklies, 1,680 joules from daily missions, aka the 21 days, 960 jewels from Door to Nightmares, which is Guild Boss. We have obviously 875 from Sea of Souls, 300 from server maintenance, 300 from the new patch gift code, 300 from the 3rd week patch. We have 250 from Sea of Souls ranking, which is happening at the beginning of every patch like that as well. 210 jewels from daily tasks, 10 per day. 160 jewels from the new patch gift code, 30 jewels from the free character trial, and 600 joy medals from Door to Nightmares. So all of this stuff is going to net you a decent bit of gems. So if you're able to do this as well for this patch, you're obviously going to get at least 5k plus, and that's easily going to allow you to get a decent bit of gems out of this itself. You already see the thumbnail, it's 60 plus pretty much, and that was a low ball. I think a lot of things is easy to kind of get nearly a whole pity if you're doing everything kind of accurately. So I think this is pretty darn good. If you guys do everything that you need to do and continue doing the weeklies and the normal things, that if you're an in-game player, obviously you'll get all the gems you do need in time. Hopefully this helped out my new people as well as my in-game people. If you did enjoy, please do slap that like button. Thank y'all for watching. Shout out to NAJOX once again, and peace out.